Hey guys, this is Jon
and Austin.
This is another episode of the Meatgistics podcast presented by Waltons. That's right. We finally remembered to do it.
We need to insert like an ad in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, we've talked about doing that.
I could just turn on my microphone. I could just do reads. I'm the voice anyway. So
Patrick is the voice. Patrick is the voice. The other thing we told ourselves a long time ago we were going to start doing is telling you to go leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts, but we are terrible at that.
We'd probably have more reviews if we remembered.
If we asked, yeah. Said, hey, would you mind? Terribly.
No.
Instead, we're just like, if they really want to, they
only
will.
leave a good review, right? We don't want to see. And by that, is it like a star system? What's a podcast rated on nowadays?
The old thing of there is no bad interaction on YouTube is still very much true. A downvote still helps the analytics as much as an upvote.
You think so?
It 100% does. It's been proven a bunch.
Yeah.
So like if you hate something, just don't.
Any
don't
engagement's
interact.
good engagement.
Yep.
Yeah. Whether because they can't filter out if it's positive or negative.
No, they can. They don't care. They're like, oh, well, this person interacted with it. That's what we want. Serve it to more people.
Yeah. I saw guys saying like he was in some business for I don't even think pet products, but then some lady's like, oh, they'd be perfect for my dog. He goes, oh, can I get a picture of your dog? And then then another person goes, oh, how cute. He goes, do you have a dog? I'd love to see a picture of that dog.
Thing. Yep.
But then he posted a picture of a dog and said, this dog's ugly. And then but he said it didn't see one as negative or positive. So it just pushed them both equally, I guess.
Right.
So
yeah, I saw the same interview.
Yeah, something to it.
All right, so we've got some sausage up here with us. Behind, we have a little bit more. I made another batch of jambalaya.
That's what that is.
Patrick was cooking it up for
We needed shots of it being cooked.
for the video. Oh, don't be ridiculous.
It's not very good.
Oh, terrible.
That won Best in Show 2023. I'll let you know in Bratfest. So.
That should win. If they do anything at Zubilee, that should win it again.
It needs a logo on its no. It needs like on its product page, like a ribbon on it to let you know Best in Show 2023.
I like that. I like that. Okay. We'll work on that.
Why not?
We'll figure that out.
Did anything win 2022?
So on Waltons.com on the jambalaya seasoning, it'll have a ribbon that says,
we love our ribbons, man.
Bratfest winner. What are you looking up? Austin's doing some weird searching.
That's right. Okay. So before we started with the podcast, I don't even remember why I said it now, but I said a movie quote, and I found the quote and I'm sending it to you and Patrick, so you don't think I'm weird, because I started saying I'm not going to take my pants off.
Oh yeah. And then we just quickly moved past that. Yeah.
But you did say you're not going to take your pants off, which is normal.
But I couldn't remember what it was from. I was totally wrong. It's from Role Models. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's funny when they're walking down the hallway and he's in the Minotaur jumpsuit or whatever.
Dude, that's early in the movie too.
Yeah.
Those one-liners just absolutely crushed with that cast, I think. So.
All right. Then we've got two other sausages from some of our vendors from Bratfest. I cooked some of them up. I want you to try the one that was obviously pre-cooked first and see if you can identify any of the flavors in it.
Yeah. We're looking for two unique flavors from this. I think from both of them, right? They have it's a bop sausage.
First, I have to say, Austin doesn't look like he's enjoying it.
No,
What, the podcast?
I'm very confused.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
He looks really concerned. It is something that you said you liked at one point, I think. And I'm going to go look in the garbage to see who's it.
Is it like sweet maple bacon?
Nope.
That's a good guess, though.
Not that good.
I don't want to trick you, but it mimics some of the flavors you might get.
Worst House?
You said Herman's Worst House?
Worst House, yep. And
Okay.
the other one's from Cutting Up,
Cutting Up.
which is Cutting Up Custom Meat Processing. All right, so this one, the weird one I'm trying to get you to guess, pear and gorgonzola. You said you liked gorgonzola, right?
Oh, I love gorgonzola.
Well, I generally don't like gorgonzola, but this is pretty tasty.
I don't know. There's not enough to really make it taste like stinky cheese. But now that you say something, I can get it. But I got the sweetness. That's why I said sweet maple bacon. Because the sweet maple bacon, when you do that and stuff, the bacon is a lot of times like really, really, it can be really muted. And so it's just like, well, maybe it's just hiding in there because it's pork. But I don't really get the cheese, but I get the pear.
There's very little cheese in here, so I bet you'll get more of it on that bite because it had a big piece of cheese in it. Like if I cut this a cross section, there may only be 1 or 2 pieces of cheese in this couple of inches. There's 0 pieces of cheese in that couple of inches.
I wonder if that's just because there's very little gorgonzola because it is a strong cheese and it's expensive. So you don't need a lot. And you don't want to put a lot in it.
Is that not even gorgonzola high temp cheese and it's just in the seasoning?
Ooh.
It could just be high temp cheese with some other gorgonzola
a mild cheddar or something. Yeah.
Why didn't you just cut it in half like I did mine? He's cutting cross sections every eighth of an inch. He's determined.
You're thinking gorgonzola was clearly brie time.
It's brie time, baby.
Yeah.
This is the movie quote episode, apparently.
Yes. Oh, how many can we squeak in? That'd be cool.
It's really good, though.
All right, move on to the next one.
Oh, man.
This is the one from Cutting It Up. I want to see if you can get this one. Now, I have not tried this one yet at all. Now he's cutting it long ways.
I'm just doing it to screw with you now. Okay. Well, this one I'm already not as big of a fan of because it's definitely a natural casing.
Okay.
Well, no, maybe not.
No, it's certainly a collagen casing.
No, it's collagen.
100%.
I was going to say that the texture of it, the way it felt like natural. And then I actually like looked at it and I'm like, no, that's not.
Definitely a chunkier texture to this one, though.
Dude.
Looser fill, chunkier.
Dude, I was editing jambalaya. I've heard this guy say chunky too many times in that video. So.
Chunky monkey.
Is it?
Patrick, you want to come up and get one of those?
Yeah, I'll try that stuff.
Come. Any guesses on what that is?
It's really fatty.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No.
Yep. Well, make sure you take one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. No, don't touch my plate.
That one's interesting because it's got some sweetness. It's very fatty. And then there's a heat that just slowly starts to creep in on you. And then just kind of lingers around, but it's not hot, but it's just got, so it's probably just black or white pepper.
Come on. Make the leap.
I don't know. Is it a standard flavor?
No. So you have no idea.
I have no idea.
Right. This one is peach habanero. So wrong on all accounts.
Is that beef? Which one do you like more?
It's not as hot as I'd expect being habanero. The pear gorgonzola.
I love the subtle smoke you get from that first one. The pear. You guys picking up on that?
The pear or gorgonzola one? Yeah, I like the peach habanero one better. But I don't really like gorgonzola, so that kind of makes sense.
To be honest, I'd put the flavors, they're different, but I'd put them on fairly equal footing. I like the pear and gorgonzola better because I like the consistency of it better.
Yeah, that is more of like what I would aim for as a sausage, but it's very good too, flavor-wise. All right. So I came in Monday and did a process stream while I was making 50 pounds of our jambalaya brat, which we were just eating. And I just decided to do a live stream, and I didn't talk about it much. I think I made one post about it. It was me and Tex. Which are the only two people there. I don't know, maybe somebody was watching and not commenting at all, but it was just Tex and I talking about, is Florida State actually good this year? Kansas State, Notre Dame, and just some other stuff.
That's your in Texas podcast now? You guys you make meat.
I make meat with your chat.
Just riff about whatever.
That reminds me, I got to work more on the whole video thing on Meatgistics. Want to get more features to some of that. Because if there's like, you can go back to like when we did like the first.
I knew you were thinking that.
Yeah. The
call-in?
The first call-in one. I found that entertaining. Patrick's just like answering, hanging up, answering, hanging up.
Oh, yeah, dude. I totally forgot about that.
Do you remember I didn't know? I thought people just knew to say blue or orange. I didn't realize that Patrick was just hanging up on everybody.
Yeah. That's how you do it on call-ins like that.
I think, as long as the storytelling aspect's good, like if the flow of the audio still remains, I think people are very forgiving of what they're seeing. So I thought that worked perfect. And people I think they like the interacting, like something to do, something that's like, oh my God, I'm talking to him right now. I used to get a kick out of that all the time. Prank calling people. Sure. Why not do it at work?
So you're talking about users being able to upload a video. Okay.
Or even like in theory, you could have someone come on the live stream remotely.
Yeah, that's not going to have any problems.
No.
I know you don't. You're not. I know you're not going to like it.
Yeah, no.
But I see a very fun path forward with some of it. Now it's a very, it's a path you got to definitely tiptoe through.
And don't forget that this is all instantaneous. So as everyone's seeing it, everyone's seeing it.
Online interactions are not rated by the ESRB or whatever.
Yeah, probably not. All right, but anyways.
We'll see.
So I made 50 pounds of that. Then Tuesday, I made 50 pounds of jalapeno popper. I took one of our newer customer service agents who never made anything, helped her. Our orange gloves, they're nitrile, so they have no latex in them, right? Okay. She's allergic to latex. I was like, glove up. And she's like, are those latex? And I'm like, they're nitrile. I don't know if that means there's any latex in them or not. So, okay.
We don't have any latex.
So she would have been
well, I take that back. Some of the longer gloves, reusable ones we have that are latex, all our disposables are non-latex.
Okay. And then I made 50 pounds of willies this morning. So cut all of that up. All of that was fine. I was cutting up the jerky and my hands started tingling and I didn't understand what it was. Then later my forearm started getting sore. And today my forearm's super sore because I was holding a big knife and pushing it down through like 7 pieces of jerky at a time to try to get through it. Super forearm workout. It'll be good for the bull riding thing.
Are you doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know. For some reason, I thought you weren't doing that this year.
So there's a backyard, what's it called? The Wichita Backyard Barbecue?
I don't know.
Something like that. It's in Cowtown here. It's a fundraiser. We're sponsoring something. So part of that is they want you to put someone forward to do mechanical bull riding. And your dad asked me a couple of weeks ago and then asked me again. But I'm going to do that. It's like me versus somebody else, and then the winner moves on, and then the winner moves on. My goal is to make it out of the first round because I've never done this before. But it's grip strength, which I'm pretty good at, and then it's balance, which I am not great at. That's not one of my strong suits, I would say.
Do I need to rent a mechanical bull for a couple of weeks for you to practice?
I looked up where I could go around here to do some practicing, and there is a place, but kind of wanted to be my first time doing it for just like the excuse factor. Like if I get kicked right off, I go, well, I've never done it before.
Who's going to film it though?
Oh, they'll film it.
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm sure Brett, somebody can film me making a fool out of myself.
So
in the back of my mind though, is me winning this whole thing. Just so you know.
For
Good.
sure. Yeah, that's how you got to treat it.
It's not like there's going to be anybody professional there. Now,
even if there is.
If you want to get some real live action, I can hook you up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dude, bull are scary animals.
Oh yeah. Now the good news is that you are short. So you have an advantage already.
You stole my joke. I was going to say Brett was looking for someone jockey height, and you were
No, it's like seriously, you don't find many bull riders that are 6 foot or taller. Like they're all of the shorter nature. They may not be like short.
Right.
Some of them are,
because
but
they got something to prove.
Yeah, well, you don't want to. It's easier to not get like bucked when you're not way up there, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, a couple other things. Cherry Chipotle and beer and onion snack stick are on their way. We're going to stock both of those for a while. They were some of the test samples that Excalibur sent us when we made. The beer and onion is very good. I'm going to describe it in a non-insulting way as the most basic snack stick we have, or we will have, but it's still good. It's just, there's no spice to it. It's just a onion and beer flavor.
It's just, yeah, it's mellow.
Mellow. And then the cherry chipotle was good too. Okay. Went to the doctor. I said I was fat. He didn't. Got down pretty quickly.
Wait.
That's it.
He didn't tell me I was fat.
He basically told me I was fat.
Yeah, I
and
know.
you weigh more. At the time, you weighed more than me. That's horrible.
So I lost a bunch of weight, and then I couldn't lose any more weight, even though I was doing the same thing. And then when we were doing that live stream last week, and we ate all that bread, I was like, well, this is gonna pack on a few pounds. I actually lost weight the next day. Then 2 days after that, I've always been bad at baking. Like, I've never made pizza dough, like the actual dough, like me make it. So I was like, I'm going to try this out. So I did that, made my own homemade pizza. Same thing the next day. So what is in the bread that we're just like buying at stores, or like the dough that restaurants use?
I don't
There's
know.
got to be
Is that it?
something.
Is that it, or is it just like you went on like a couple week diet and then ate differently, and your body just reacted in a way you didn't?
Carb cycling?
So
Yeah.
hey, see, it sounds like you've done some reading.
I mean,
on
there's
it.
such a thing called carb cycling
I'd see either partially that or the bread that we ate
with sourdough.
the other day. That was whole wheat. Like, not, you go to the store and you buy whole wheat bread, and it's a lie. It's not whole wheat bread. It is like partially whole wheat bread. Like, this is like, I forget what all the words are. I don't know. Because there's something in like the outside of like the kernel of wheat,
The husk or the xylem.
Yeah, I don't know. Something in it that like
CYULM or something. Xylem. I think it's called.
there's something in the outside of it that like I was like deficient in. So like I was doing like a nutrition thing few months ago, and one of the things that I was told to eat was like truly whole grain wheat.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I didn't know at the time, but just so happened that that's what my wife was using and doing, and it all
So
works.
you were
but
taking it and you were still deficient? You were already eating it? And you were still
no. Had like it was like
Okay.
kind of starting in conjunction, same time deal.
I want to come back to more of your deficiencies in a minute.
Okay. But I wish I remembered what it all is, but when you go get like wheat bread or even whole wheat bread from the store, it's usually still not the whole thing.
Okay.
So the bread we had the other day, it was different.
Actual. Okay.
Sourdough one, but then two, how it was.
Well, I just thought it was homemade. So they're not putting all these other additives into it to keep it fresh. Because, I mean, bread should be good for a couple of days at most and then go bad. And, you know, that stuff you're buying in the store is good for months and months and months.
Sounds like it's terrible for you. Why would I want to eat something that's dying?
You're saying
I want to, right?
No,
I want
I
to
don't
eat
know
stuff
that
that
one.
lives forever. I want to be preserved.
Oh,
like the food I'm eating.
I thought you were doing another movie quote. I'm like, I don't follow it. Yeah, I gotcha. So you think the preservatives are a good thing for
Well,
you?
yeah, why not? What are you talking about? Life expectancy is going up.
What's
and you're talking about eating old bread. No.
Formaldehyde's really bad for you, but you can preserve something in that forever.
Hey, English, please. Okay, let's keep it, I don't know all this fancy French stuff.
All right. Nobody had any suggestions for our bet on Notre Dame and Kansas State.
Are you kidding
There
me?
was not a single suggestion.
Good thing we thought of something, right?
Did we? Because I totally forgot about it. I have
We
no
did.
idea what's.
And it's a big one.
I'm scared.
The loser has to get either
A
the
face tattoo?
Waltons or the Meatgistics square tattoo wherever they want.
Nope.
See? He knows Kansas State's not going to be very good this year.
No. I won't. I will not do. I will not do tattoos.
No, you got to leave room for when we update the logo, so you can just keep going down the arm.
What if I tattoo you?
No,
That would be way better.
it's even worse. Are we starting a prison gang here?
Sounds very confident in the K-State football.
Does
squad.
not. All right. Well, then I have no other ideas. I was willing to go on that one, and I don't have any tattoos.
Yeah,
That was going to be my first and only tattoo.
that'd been fun.
I mean, that even being my name, I'm not willing to do that.
I think for every loss, that's how like you get a tattoo sausage, and that's how many inches long it has to be per loss. So then you have this giant sausage on your arm. So
Spaces, like if we're 4 and you're 10, has to be a 6-inch.
oh, the win loss between the two. See, that's fine. So you can dedicate the whole arm to something.
Final rankings.
Oh yeah. Okay, so same diff.
Whoever is
What happens if one of us just completely falls
falls
apart?
out of
Is
the
it
top
unranked?
25.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Where did you get in that tag?
Because the CFP doesn't go below. Did they even go to 25 or they just go to 20? They go to 25?
well, I think it was 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we continue to look for a bet or the stakes on our Walton's yearly Notre Dame versus Kansas State football bet. Austin shot down tattoo.
You have to only eat sausage for.
No, he shot down vegan.
What if we don't do a punishment? What if the winner gets something good?
Ah.
I want you to get a tattoo. That would be my wish.
No.
Is there
Tattoos are off the table
is there
entirely.
is there like a product you've wanted to get made that maybe you couldn't?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by like, is there a product you wanted to get made that maybe?
Are you talking about? Can't just repeat the same words, Patrick. Got to give me more context.
Like at work, is there something that like got vetoed by Austin?
Okay,
that, like,
so
you
you're not
wanted
talking
to-
about like a sausage. You're talking
no,
about
something maybe like a piece of
a ratcheting
There you go.
handle for the electric or the manual stuffer.
Did I shut you down before on that? I thought we just couldn't get it done.
It was the prototype, whatever we found. It was like the molds were $5,000, and it was gonna end up costing like $80 a handle. And it's just no reason to do it. Somebody on Meatgistics recently was asking about that. They're like, "Hey, does anyone know what exact one goes on there?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a C5, I think." That was not it at all, but it did have a number and a letter in it. So Flip eventually found it.
Interesting.
It's like I want to say C5 again, and I know that's not it.
Was that whole thing before Andrew was here?
I think it was just when he got here.
Okay. I was just thinking, do we set him loose on that project again to see if he finds anything different?
Personally, I think it is a valuable thing. So what we're talking about here is when you're doing sausage stuffing on the manual stuffers, going from 12 o'clock to like 7 is no problem whatsoever. That's easy to get down. But going from 7 back up to 12, especially if you're on the 26 or 33 pound stuffer, can be a chore. So we're just talking about a way to go from 12 to 7, back up and down, back up and down. So a ratchet. There would be a ratcheting thing in there.
That's probably going to be the system. I mean, going forward with a lot of these stuffers in the near future, right? Like, because I've always said barbaric's the wrong word, but it still is very just like we're taking meat and tightly pressing it through a hole with that system. But that seems like ergonomically, like that would be one of the first
Nothing
features.
Nothing has changed.
It used to be a 2-man thing for sure, right? You had to have someone hold something while someone cranks, and then you take turns. And then now we got suction cup feet, and we just have electric stuffers and stuff now. So I'm surprised that's not on the manual stuffer.
Yeah, my fear is that it's going to be cost prohibitive because you're going to have a handle that costs half as much as the stuffer. Doesn't make really any sense.
We really need to make just a $40,000 vacuum stuffer in a $400 body.
Yeah, just make it where
It would be fantastic.
anybody can afford it. All right.
I'm still trying to get skins on stuff, right, guys? For our stuffers, we can get some K-State colors, maybe some magnets. What are we doing?
I bought new Meatgistics stickers. So the old one was just like this one that still had the G up there, and it was a square. And now that we have the color one, I bought some of these. I'm going to use them as, hey, you spent $200 on an order. Here's a free sticker. Take this. So it's at
That's
least
cool.
a little something. Oh, maybe we should throw them in the gift box.
Yeah, that'd be
Stuffer
good.
gift box. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, if you buy a dual speed stuffer right now, you're getting a stuffer gift kit.
I like that.
Something like
Stuffer
that.
gift kit.
Gift kit, gift box. kit.
I do like the sticker
Can't
should
remember
say.
what it was.
The sticker should say though. I spent $200 at Walton's and all I got.
And all I got was this sticker. But no, it's going to give you the suction cup feet, the stuffer flusher eggs, and a Walton's digital thermometer. And then you'll get one of 3 of a supply gift, and that will be either a box of Walton's gloves, a stainless steel injector, or a 2-ounce marinade plastic injector. Then you also get one of 4 of our favorite seasonings, and those are the Mojo, the Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub, the BHA Sweet and Sassy Garlic Pepper, the BHA Wild Game. Ba-dum-bums.
Do either one of you like have a diary you kept as a young child? Because we could read that as punishment on the. I'm trying to think of.
Oh my God, that would be so good.
Have you ever had a diary?
Nah.
I tried. I forgot every night. I go, damn it! I need to
Yeah, I
start
don't-
writing. I need to start writing in my Garfield journal more.
I don't like my thoughts. I don't want to ever see them again. Like once they're gone, I'm like, okay, good. I don't have that thought anymore. What if you lose, I get to find and show during a live stream one of your early.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that if we can find it.
Oh, he's not going to give it to you.
No, I would.
He
I
still
would.
thinks he doesn't know
I
where
would
it
put
is.
forth a valiant effort to find it.
Okay.
I just found a random red HD drive over here. I wonder if we can find some old. I'm serious. There's a red.
Yeah,
CD
but it would be on. He said it'd be on like tape, didn't you?
On what?
Like it'd be in a camera.
Oh, I don't know.
No, they didn't.
If we could find that old video camera,
Mhm.
it could be in that stuff.
Okay.
It could be on an old hard drive. We had those red, I think, like red and blue. I think
You just said
cased
red.
ones. Yeah.
It's a Seagate.
Yeah. Strong likelihood that it could be on something like that.
Don't let that out of your sight, Patrick.
I'm not. I can't, but I don't know. I got to give it to Chris to plug in or something. Okay. No, it's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one if we can find that.
So, and then yours is getting a tattoo.
I don't feel like those two things are even. A tattoo that Walton's pays for.
No.
Almost. I don't know, because I can't just have like free reign of that, because I don't know what you would put on there.
What do you mean? We would get no. Yeah, it's
state
either the Meatgistics square or the Walton's W.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I
not
was
just
thinking
a
it was like
random
you
tattoo.
getting whatever tattoo you want. I'm like, this could get dangerous.
I don't want any tattoos. Like I don't want a tattoo. That's why this is a punishment.
Where would you get it? How big is it?
I'd put it, I guess, on my shoulder and
face tattoo. Just
about
like-
as big as that, I assume.
Yeah, we'll just take that. Perfect.
I don't think we should. Yeah, I don't think we could do that, because I feel like that would be like branding you as property. I don't think that would have a good look to it.
Oh, speaking of brands,
Yeah.
Patrick wants to get a Walton, like an actual brand. And I thought that we used to have like the letters, but if we got one like in the Walton's W, that might be pretty cool. And then I thought for 10,000 posts, we get a long, not the square, but the long Meatgistics spelled out with their name underneath it.
And it's a brand.
As a brand, I just maybe you could look. I have a feeling that's very expensive.
That's why it's for 10,000.
No. I don't think they have to be real. I
Maybe it's
think
just
they could
first
be-
to 10,000?
I think they could be small replica ones that are more of a like handle size, and there's more intricate. But like you're saying, the metal to be, I don't think it has to be shaped out that way. It's just like a plate of the Meatgistics logo, so to speak. But as far as like personalizing names, that's probably where it gets even more expensive. But if it was just a Meatgistics square thing, maybe it's an implied brand.
It's a what?
It's implied that it's a brand. You don't actually have to use it as one. It's home decor.
I would say that's true of any brand, though. You don't have to use a brand as a
Oh my God, let's get philosophical about everything.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Meat Matters.
Is that a computer if we don't use it as one?
It could be a paperweight.
It's all right.
The first story is one that carried over from last week, and I don't even know how to go about talking about this. It's a Reddit post, and the title is, "A neighbor hit my car and lied about it, so I ruined 300 pounds of meat while he was on vacation." So here's what happens. Supposedly, because I don't even...
This is insanely long.
Yeah, I know. You can't believe everything you read on the internet, and that's doubly true of Reddit.
Did you read that on the internet?
No, they have there's a huge, and then everyone clapped, like culture. Do you not know what that is?
I don't know what that is. But, and then, I mean, I'm
of a
imagining
non-offensive.
Shia LaBeouf clapping.
So it's like somebody's telling a story, and it's like, I was on the bus, and this guy started slapping his girlfriend, and I went over, and and then everybody on the bus started clapping, like just lying for internet points. So there's big energy to that for this. But anyways, okay. So here's what happens. Guy comes out of his house one day, finds his window on his car is broken. The house right next to him has a Jeep with a winch on the front, and it just happens to be like the same height. So he goes over and tells his neighbor. His neighbor's like, no, I didn't do that. And he obviously thinks he did. He calls the cops. Cops come out and go, yeah, it probably was that, but without an eyewitness. An insurance agent, same thing. So probably what happened is he's being annoying, and the cop's like, yeah, that's probably what happened. Whatever. I don't care about this. And same thing with the insurance agent. So he takes it upon himself. His neighbor's going out of town, and they're apparently friends. So he asks him, hey, if there's a storm or anything, can you come over and check on my breakers, all that? Guy says yes for whatever reason. Guy goes out of town, storm comes, never loses power, but he goes over and checks on something anyways, gets nosy, and is like, what's in that? I think he called it a chest. Opens it up, and it's a bunch of meat. In there is a Solo cup with frozen water and a penny on the top. Now you know what that's for, right?
Yeah, if it thaws, the penny will go down and it'll refreeze, so you know if its power's gone out.
Exactly. And you know how long power went out for.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees it, pennies at the top, takes it out, puts it out in the sun, lets all the water, melt, go to the bottom, and then he puts it back in so it freezes. And he does this whole thing where he like frantically calls the neighbor, trying to so they can be like, I tried to get in touch with you to find where the breaker was. So the guy comes home, sees that, and is like, all right, all my meat's ruined. He asks his neighbor, he's like, hey, do you want this for your dogs? It should still be fine for, dog meat or whatever. So he didn't ruin 300 pounds of his meat. He like bamboozled him out of it.
Mm.
In my mind, this guy is a terrible human being. Even if the other guy did hit his car.
Oh yeah, two wrongs don't make a right. You don't get
sometimes they do.
You don't get to retaliate against somebody.
Sometimes you can.
That's why there's government to be the mediator, have a judge and a jury, and you convict someone and then you sentence them.
When I asked you
fair trial,
when I was looking at some properties, I asked Austin. I was like, "Who calls 911 if?" or who comes if you call 911? They said nobody. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I don't want anyone coming if I call.
You can be, to be honest, yeah, no matter where you are, you're going to get.
Yeah, somebody's coming.
Somebody's going to come. Fortunately or unfortunately.
Yeah, usually unfortunately. All right, moving on. For some reason, I had that up twice. In first leading kosher authority, Orthodox Union certifies lab-grown meat. So the Orthodox Union has certified a strain of lab-grown meat as kosher for the first time, marking a significant step forward for the food technology acceptance under Jewish dietary law. Surprised by this.
Yeah.
Do you know what being kosher? Do you know what goes into it?
You have. I'll probably say something that's not accurate. I think I loosely have some idea. You basically have a rabbi that's, I don't know, trained in being a rabbi, and they know food stuff, and they're there stuff. And they bless the food, and it's like, yes, you have my blessing, you're kosher now. Okay,
there are also other laws. So like you could take a kosher piece of beef and make it unkosher by eating it with like cheese.
What?
Yeah, you're supposed to keep food groups like separate.
No.
So like a bacon cheeseburger is, no matter how it was killed, no matter who prayed over it, is not kosher.
What? That is horrible.
I mean, it doesn't sound like fun. I don't know that I'd call it horrible, but it sounds unfortunate.
No, that's worse than unfortunate. That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you have every religion has different dietary restrictions that you're supposed to follow. And if you look back in history, like I'm sure there was good reason for them. You look at not eating pork. Well, there's trichinosis. There's all sorts of nasty bugs that, you can get from it if you didn't have good cleanliness standards, you didn't cook it properly. So, I mean, all this stuff, you look back, you can see, oh, okay. I don't understand the not mixing food groups, but a nutritionist, I don't know, he wasn't a nutritionist, just a super fit guy once told me, he's like, the problem, because I was talking about how much I love pizza and how I would probably have a 6-pack if it wasn't for pizza. I was eating so much pizza at this point in my life, though, it was ridiculous. I'd have pizza for dinner at least 3 or 4 nights a week. He said, the problem isn't even the bread or the fat from the cheese. He says, the problem is them together.
Why?
You can eat carbs and not have that negative a reaction, but when you have carbs and fat, something happens in your system, like it slows down your metabolism. And then also, I can't remember what the process was, but basically you're going to retain a lot more of those calories than you would if you ate either one of them by themselves.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, I was surprised that they, the Jewish Orthodox Church isn't exactly known for its progressivism.
Yeah, I would not peg that as something they would be doing this early on.
Neither would I. But
yeah,
I guess we're probably not as up in the Jewish community as I guess we should be.
Maybe we should be.
This is from TLC, but it's my strange addiction. Star eats raw meat and won't stop despite serious warnings. Now, I've eaten raw meat. There's really nothing to it. And I was super excited about this until I read that he spends $175 a week on just raw meat. So that's $9,100 a year. What? The average American family, so not just one person, but a family, spends just over $8,000 a year on groceries. Does that sound right to you?
Wait, say that again. $8,000
a year on groceries for the average American family.
For the average American.
Does that sound right to you? I thought that was super low.
8,000 divided by 12 divided by like 4. It's $166 a week. I don't know. I mean, that could be low for some and high for others. I'd say that's probably about right.
Okay. He's eating 3 to 4 pounds of this stuff a day.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right?
That's a lot.
That's an insane amount.
Because like what is a pound of ground beef going to have? It's going to be a couple thousand calories.
No.
You don't think so?
A pound of ground beef will not have 1,000. It may have 1,000 calories.
Hold on. Ground beef 80-20. We're going to find out.
Okay.
What is in this? You should look up things before you're on a podcast, Austin.
All right, I'm just going to read more from this article. It says, opening up about his diet on TLC's My Strange Addiction, still addicted, ? Weston claims his food is delicious and loves the primal feeling it gives him. It's a very good feeling. It's borderline euphoric. It can feel, but he means I can feel very primal after I eat it. I get this urge to just kind of howl like a wolf. So I think maybe there's a little bit more going on than just some dietary stuff with this guy. Describing how it tastes, it's basically very squishy in my mouth. And since it's raw, it kind of just slides down your throat and you don't really have to chew it up that much. Weston doesn't just stick to red meat, as his odd habit has also seen him devour over 100 uncooked chickens in the last 4 years.
That's not good.
Raw chicken contains deadly salmonella bacteria, which sends 26,500 people to the hospital every year in the U.S. I believe it's way more than that. Despite this, Weston claims he's never been sick once. Are we still looking for the calorie information for a pound of 80-20?
Somewhere between like 900 to 1,300.
Yeah.
Which
that's not thousands.
Oh, that seems low, but
no, that's probably about right.
Okay.
So I've eaten, I was doing a whole thing where I was only eating steaks for a little bit there. I was fasting to dinner and I started back out in just eating a steak. And then I was like, okay, a steak and another protein. But I can't imagine eating like 3 to 4 pounds of beef every day, especially if it's uncooked. That's huge.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Crazy
Yeah.
big. All right, moving on. France makes fresh bid to ban meat names. This is terribly written. France makes fresh bid to ban meat names for plant-based food. So it's not terribly written. It's just the way I read it was terrible.
Yeah. Well, I don't
It's
know.
putting emphasis on the wrong words.
When I looked at it too, it's hard. When first looked at it, it's hard to read. It's hard to gather there.
So France unveiled on Monday revised proposal banning the use of meat names like steak and spare ribs for plant-based food made in the country as it seeks to avoid misleading claims of some meat alternatives. First country in the European Union to attempt to impose such a restriction. France has already tried to pass such a measure in June last year, but it was suspended by the country's highest administrative court a month later, which argued that it was too vague and its timing too short. So, great. Good for France. Proud of my last name, Tremblay, for that. But I wanted to point this out. I want to read this paragraph and then go into the next article we're reading. The global plant-based protein market has seen a sharp rise in recent years, mainly driven by increasing demand for environmentally friendly and healthy food. The industry often uses references to meat products, fueling anger among livestock farmers and meat processors in France. Okay. The very next article. Plant-based meat once seemed unstoppable. What went wrong? So this just gives you a little bit of a look into all of the disinformation, misinformation, whatever you want to call it, in the food industry. Anytime you want to try to find information, you're almost more likely to find the opposite of what you're looking for from something that is clearly a biased source. The amount of money that goes into Google scrubbing so that you can only find what these companies want you to find is unbelievable. I'd be shocked if companies like Beyond Meat and like Impossible, I'm not saying those two in specific, but if their budget for simply that, for washing the Google results, wasn't multiple millions of dollars a year. So, I forgot the part I wanted to read on that, but I've got it written down here. The industry had hit its first big stumbling block. In 2022, U.S. plant-based meat sales declined for the first time, 8% by volume. Beyond Meat, a behemoth in the sector and the supplier of McPlant patties, saw its stock price plummet 94% from its peak in 2020 as sales slid more than 20% last year. The company laid off 1/5 of its employees last fall. Impossible Foods, Beyond's biggest rival, has fared better, but it also ended up having to lay off roughly 16% of its workforce this spring. The layoffs were intended to bring costs more in line with revenue and to position the company for sustainable, balanced growth over the long term, according to a statement from Impossible. Today, basically, we're in a little bit of a trough of disillusionment, said T.K. Pillen, co-founder and chairman of Veggie Grill, one of the country's biggest plant-based food chains and the first to sell the Beyond Burger. Expectations and hype got fueled really high, and they did.
Yeah, the whole thing was just all hype-based. There was no, that's why I don't... It just,
do you remember
these articles kill me in saying that, oh, it once seemed unstoppable. What went wrong? Well, it never went right to begin with. It was all based on speculation and hype that people wanted to push. It never had that big of a market share. Yeah, they dropped 8% or whatever, but it's not like they got up to 50% market share and it was a huge, crazy thing. It was just all hype.
Do you remember the first commercial where they were like, "This burger bleeds"? Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, they have some proprietary thing that's supposed to I don't even know what it is. Some non-hemoglobin, whatever, comes out when you cook it. It doesn't, but that was like their big thing. Like, it's just like beef. No, it's not. No, it's not, you liars. So, all right. Inspector finds live roaches in meat grinder at Chinese food in Charlotte.
Oh, they're not clean.
Great.
The bug problem at one Chinese food restaurant in Northeast Charlotte is so bad that the county health department suspended its food permit this week. Health inspectors found live roaches in and around a meat grinder. More roaches were in the potato starch and flour bulk bins and on the prep tables. And a dead roach was found on a cutting board that was actively being used by employees.
Actively?
Actively.
I was just about to ask, have you ever found a dead roach before? It's usually like, oh, all these dead roaches here. No, they're alive. They're scurrying everywhere usually. So
I see way more dead roaches in my life than live, I think.
I've been scarred by a buddy's house, man. It's you walk in, you go, what is that? Where am I? You slowly back out of it.
Yeah, but no,
where are you seeing dead roaches?
Just like after people spray stuff. I don't know. Like we have a guy who comes around here once a month.
Probably either once a month or once every other month.
He was the first person to ever tell me never put your hand down near one of those.
The boxes.
Like, the boxes. He's like, yeah, black widows love living right there. I was like,
oh, and those, the rodent traps.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch that.
The way you said that, I felt like a snake was gonna jump out of there.
Yeah, no. Well, black widow's not something I want to run into.
No, sure, but yeah, just.
I think I'd rather.
Oh, here we go.
Are black widows even around here? If they are, don't tell me that.
Of course,
just say no, they're not.
They definitely are. And tarantulas are coming here.
But they're slower than snakes.
I saw a wolf spider, I kid you not, on a walk with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
This big. We were walking, it was on the sidewalk and it didn't move. And I was like, am I going to walk around a spider? I was like, hell no, I'm not. I didn't step on it because I thought it was cool how big it was. But
there was a wolf spider that was like taking a nap or something in our garage. And so it was kind of curled up, looked like it was dead. My wife went over to it and was just, because it was so big, she was like, well, I just can pick up the leg and take it and throw it away. She picked it up. It wasn't dead.
oh.
It came alive. And she started screaming. I wasn't there. I wish I was. I'm getting the story from my wife and from my 4-year-old son. him telling like, yeah, mom was screaming. She picked up a live spider.
I still
they get massive.
Yeah. I don't dislike spiders, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't just go around like picking up dead ones for no reason. Just kick it out with your foot.
Is she not a clean act? Like I'd be grabbing a layer between me and the spider for sure. Even if it's dead. I came home the other day, they go, here, one's waiting for you. And I go, okay. I still pick up a little bit of TP before I go throw it wherever I'm throwing it. But
I mean, if I saw something, I'm going to go over and stomp on it a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
And then like rub my foot on the ground, and then I don't need to kick it anywhere because it's going to be dust.
You have
everywhere.
a legitimate fear of spiders though, right?
I don't like
my brother does.
a lot
Spider,
of snakes. Yeah.
And he does a double kill like that too. Double tap.
Snakes are worse. It's in my order of fears of weird things like that. Snakes are first. Flying things that sting you are second, and then spiders.
Oh, okay.
But, dude, my thing's flying things regardless of stinger or not. Like if it's got wings and coming at me.
Birds. Doesn't like birds.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I'm afraid of those birds. But if I was in a room, like if a bird flew in my car and it had a decent wingspan, I'd go, nope. I'm not trying to help you, dude. Get out, you dinosaur.
Have you ever had a bird get in your house before?
No.
I had you have them here too. We don't really have them in New York, or at least I don't remember them. Grackles. No. So I hate grackles. They're a bird.
Sure.
One flew in my chimney while I had it was cold at this point, but a pot of tortellini on my stovetop, and it ate a good amount of them.
What?
Yes. And then I had to chase it around the apartment to get it out. I hate that started the lifelong hate.
How is that not an Italian song from like the 1940s? And the grackle got in my...
Every time I see grackles, I just want to go over and kick them because of that.
Random story about...
Not as random as that.
Not as random as that. But I need to bring a new bug zapper home because the one I have is a little... kind of messed up at this point. There's a hornet problem somewhere in our neighborhood. It's not on our property, but somewhere there's a very large hornet nest, and they fly around and they buzz the yard. They buzz you. Never had really an issue with them, but I still don't like them. We keep killing them, and like normally you hit them with the bug zapper and it just stuns them, and then you have to like stomp them,
right?
Because they're even just normal wasps won't die by the bug zapper. You still have to stomp those. But these hornets we have are huge. I've never seen anything so big.
Do they have red faces?
I don't think so.
Okay, because those are the what are they called? Murder hornets?
They're not murder hornets.
Okay. And those things you don't.
Yeah.
Like I keep seeing things that they like. They remember faces.
No.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And they hold grudges. So
That's not cool. My wife killed. She's told me I killed 2 hornets today, and I was like, oh, she probably just meant wasps. I was like, yeah, whatever. Then she's like, yeah, they're in the trash can outside if you want to go look at them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go look at them. I want to see what it was. I go out there and I look down. It was a long pack we have in the garage. I look down in there. There's 2 of the most massive hornets I have ever seen in my life alive and crawling around in it. And I freak out. I run inside and I'm like, where's the zapper? She's like, it's out there on the table. I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. I go out there, grab the zapper, and I shove it down in there, and I'm tung, 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 banging it around. And you can hear it. Bzz, 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 bzz.
yeah, but it's getting other things too.
There was only a couple other things in there.
Oh, man.
And for
scary.
some reason, we had decided to clean up some poop that had been out. And so that's why I need new bug zapper because it's now coated in.
Oh, that's terrible.
Poop. But there was that and the hornets in there. That was it. But I didn't even kill the hornets. I ended up pulling the Longa pack down and closing it and throwing some zip ties on it. Yeah. But
yeah, hornets nasty. They're mean little.
Don't like it.
All right. Men and older Americans eat most of the beef. Just 12% of Americans are eating the Hummer of animal proteins. Getting them to cut back could help the climate crisis. And my response is the answer is no. I've said it many times and I'm trying to bring back that I'd rather die than do this. But not only that, even if I did believe it was creating climate change, I'm willing for you all to die along with me to prevent me from having to eat less beef. That's a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
I don't think at least in any reasonable time frame they'll prove that it's actually truly more sustainable to manufacture it. Because every time you want to manufacture something, there's so much else that goes into it. You're ultimately not going to be better for everything. Why can't we just I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Can we eat animals like we always have?
No more plastic straws wrapped in paper. Instead, we're going to do paper straws wrapped in plastic.
Have you? Speaking of that, for a while, I started seeing like more paper straws different places.
I've never seen a single paper straw anymore.
Places where I used to get paper straws, I'm now not getting paper straws.
Plastic.
I love it.
You don't know it until it's too late. You go, that's a weird looking, and you go, oh, dude.
However,
that's not cool.
I don't ever eat out anywhere really.
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah,
you don't have a horse in the game.
No. All right. It's already 4:02. Let's just jump right to shark news.
You can almost tell the vegan food though by the what exterior it's in though, because it has that kind of brown egg cratey kind of look instead of just like a.
But so does Chipotle.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
It's the same type of bottom
for
container.
sure. That recycled, like it's. You could throw this on the ground, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it'll be
matter,
fine,
dude.
It's gonna decompose.
Is it just because that's like unbleached?
I'm sure it sounds. You sound no more nuss already.
Okay.
Well, take it easy, but
3 men rescued after sharks repeatedly attacked their inflatable boat off Australia.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So the first thing that attacked them were these little things called cookie cutter sharks.
Yeah.
They're short. Like I don't think they get more than a foot, 2 foot long, and they have like round mouths. So they're called cookie cutter sharks because they like suck onto something and they take a bite, and it's like a circular bite out of it. So it looks like a cookie got scooped out of something. So that first attacked them, and that was nothing. But then some larger sharks started coming and attacking their boat. They're in the middle of the ocean, and it starts sinking.
Oh, dude.
So they sustained numerous, not sustained. They got numerous sustained attacks. So the shark kept coming back and biting their boat. They don't know why, and they didn't say what type of shark it was. I want to believe it wasn't a great white shark, because if it was an inflatable boat, that shark would have taken it down in literally no time. But they sent out an SOS signal, and thankfully all 3 men were rescued, so nobody died.
Why would you be on an inflatable boat in
Thank
the
you.
ocean?
I don't think
Thank
it's inflatable the way we're thinking, because it's a catamaran.
Okay.
So I don't think it's inflatable like what you would put in a
Sure.
pool. It's not like that.
If it was a material that was any less strong than like a steel pontoon, then it's a poor idea to be using something filled with air.
I don't disagree with you. Wooden, maybe. I'd go wood. Even though Jaws was able to push through. I just watched that again the other day. 100% holds up.
Terrible.
Still an amazing movie. Like just the whole scene of Quentin talking about the USS Indianapolis. That's what elevates that from like a fun adventure horror movie to like amazing.
Wait, would you call it a horror movie?
Sure.
It's been on horror lists.
Yeah.
It's debated, but yeah, I don't see why not.
I'd picture. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I watched it. It's been forever. So
It's
I
on
don't really
Netflix right now.
remember the whole thing, but I would picture it more of a thriller type thing.
It's like a slasher movie.
Yeah, it's more like a slasher than a thriller.
Okay.
Think of it as
But
Jason in space.
It's like adventure. It's it's a lot of different things all wrapped up into one.
It's like, the abyss. Oh, what's over there? Oh, you know what's over there, dude. The boogeyman, and it's real.
Do you remember a movie called Deep Star 6?
Is that what it's called? I thought it was like 9.
Pretty sure it was Deep Star
Deep
6.
Star 6.
Yeah.
You're right. 9 just sounds cooler.
I
Who's that? Jamie Kennedy?
went and saw that. No. I went and saw that movie, and then I was too afraid to take a shower after. So
So what's the
I was just a creature at the bottom of the ocean.
of a crew of an underwater military outpost to
Yeah.
defend their base against the attacks of a sea monster. Yeah, no, dude, I don't need any more convincing to not go in the ocean. Besides, like, they just found something. They're like, we don't even know what that is. And it's just like, and that's tenfold out there. The
Oh my
deeper,
God.
more vast.
Like, because even if you think about, we've explored 5% of the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, you explored what your lights could reach.
Yeah.
Right on the outside of that could have been something looking at you, being like, "Is that food?
we're
Do I
now.
want to eat that?"
Yeah, I was thinking like, well, there's drones, right, that we put out there. We're seeing a lot more stuff in the sky that we wouldn't pick up. And as far as even get frames per second involved, you can pick up stuff that's going really, really fast, which we have. Where's our sea drones at, so to speak, that are just out there with lights monitoring what they can? That doesn't even exist.
Have you ever
Wait till
seen the
that's a
video
thing.
of the great white that attacks the
I'm not
drone?
even like, that doesn't send a shiver down my spine. Like the great white, that like something that's an odd shape, maybe even like a giant squid or a giant octopus is not more terrifying, but it just does a more a horror feel to my chest, so to speak.
Giant octopus would be really terrifying because of how smart they are.
Just, yeah.
They are like creepy
They're
smart.
they're like
Maybe that's
octopus
the
the
word.
size of skyscrapers out there.
That's where I'm looking for. It's creepier, It's less. You have more time to react, and that makes it scarier. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, what's it gonna do?
But they had this drone going through with a camera on it. It was basically just a missile with a camera, and a shark comes up, gray white comes up from underneath it and just slams it. And you get this perfect view of its teeth coming over the top, and it's just shaking it. It's scary.
That's amazing.
All right. Anything else?
That's all she wrote.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltons.com. To get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.